Hi, I'm Ben from the DawStudio.com, and today we're talking about adjusting the phase difference between DI and microphone tracks from the same source. A common practice is to run your bass or guitar through a DI and then send the through to your amp and then mic it. This is great for many reasons, as we've discussed in another video linked below about DI tracking a guitar. One of the problems that you can run into when doing this technique is that the DI track and the mic track are slightly out of phase from each other. This happens because of the slight distance that the sound travels through the air between the speaker and the microphone, whereas the DI never gets delayed by traveling through the air. It's always a good practice to A/B a phase polarity button when recording a single source with multiple mics or DIs. But what we're discussing today will likely not be solved by completely inverting the phase polarity due to the subtle difference. So first, we're going to record a bass guitar, we'll connect it to a BAE Passive DI box, and we'll send the through to our Ampeg SVT Micro bass amp, which will then record with a Shure Beta 52 mic in front of the speaker cone. These will both be running into Hairball Audio Lola mic pre's. Here's our DI track, and here's our mic track. Let's have a quick listen to the difference between the two. It's very common to blend the DI and the mic when recording bass because each have different qualities to their sound. For example, the DI is often more detailed and the mic often has more body. Let's zoom in and see what the phase relationship is between these two. So phase relationship has to do with the compression of the wave and how it pushes the speaker cone out. Visually, this is shown by the line going up. The rarefaction is when the line visually goes down, which means the speaker cone is pulling in. If two signals are completely out of phase, polarity, there's the same amount of force pushing the speaker out as is pulling it in, meaning the cone doesn't actually move. If things are slightly out of phase shift, you'll have some frequencies canceling themselves out and others adding to each other. This creates a hollow sound like phasiness or comb filtering that feels like your ears are plugged. Please feel free to check out our video on phase shift and polarity to understand more. Back to the point of this video, you can see that these two waveforms start at slightly different times. If we listen to them together, we can hear a bit of a hollow sound, which is that phase misalignment or some of those frequencies canceling each other out. The solution is actually really simple and easy. We can just grab one of the audio files and drag it earlier until it lines up with the other one. To define what I mean by lining up, you want to visually confirm that the peaks and valleys of the two waveforms are lined up at the same time. Because the microphone signal is affected by the tone of the amp in your room and air itself, the waveform could actually look substantially different from the DI track. But the general shape of the two will look similar, and that is what you want to use for your reference to line them up. So let's listen to a before and after. So hopefully you've learned a new technique to give you some extra control of your guitar or bass tone using your DI and mic tracks. There's a whole bunch of possibilities with this technique beyond just bass. Any instrument that can use a DI and an amp can benefit from aligning the phase of multiple sources. We have another video about recording DI guitar that you might also enjoy. And if you want to know more details about phase, check out our video about that below. I'm Ben from the DawStudio.com. Make sure to like and subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you next time.